Calling back at 59th Street, 4th Avenue.
2051 Nancy 59th, that is a copy. Push for Sea Beach local lineup. Your next callback's New Utrecht Avenue.
Copy.
2130 requesting lamp out of 96th Street.
There's a copy. 2130. Your next callback's Lexington 63rd.
Copy for Lex 63rd.
This is 2103 Nancy DeMarsto calling back the interlocking.
2103 Nancy Decob interlocking. That is a copy. Your next callback's Atlantic Pacific. Proceed with caution.
It's a 10-4.
Fox, Atlantic Avenue Parking Center.
7 Fox Atlantic, that is a copy. Your next callback's 36.
Cover that.
$2030 Delta out of North 2 Fisheries calling back at New Utrecht 62nd.
Delta New Utrecht, that is a copy. Your next callback is Kings Highway.
Kings Highway, that's a telephone.
2116.
16 Nancy 57 7, that is a copy. Push for the local lineup. Your next callback Times Square 42nd. 103 Nancy, you can resume normal speed to Atlantic if you've not yet done so already.
9-4.
40 Foxtrot's calling back at 49th Street. I said 59th Street, 4th Ave.
40 Fox 59th Street 4th Avenue, that is a copy. Push for the Sea Beach local lineup. Your next callback is 8th Avenue. Your next stop.
Peak of the Bridge, 115.
15 Quincy, Peak of the Bridge, that is a copy. Your next callback is DeKalb Interlocket.
RC, this is the 2057 Whiskey Denmark 86th Street calling back at Dacia Meditek.
Alright, 2105 Quincy 36, that is a copy. Your next callback is 59th Street. 2057 Whiskey at J Street, that is a copy. Your next callback is 4th Avenue 9th Street. 2135 Quincy, is your out of the layup or are you in the station?
This is 2103 Nancy DeMarsto calling back Atlantic Pacific.
03 Nancy Atlantic, that is a copy. Your next callback is 36th Street.
It's a 10-4.
45 Whiskey at 36.
45 Whiskey 36, that is a copy. Push for 4th Avenue local lineup. Your next callback is 59th Street, 4th Avenue.
Copy.
Interlocking for 2115.
DeKalb Interlock for the 15 Quincy, that is a copy. Your next callback is Atlantic.
Copy.
2135 Fusion, request about 6.
35 Quincy Main Part 96, your next callback is 72nd.
Copy that.
8th Avenue for the 40 Foxtrot.
40 Fox and 8th Avenue, that is a copy. Your next callback is New Utrecht.
Copy.
Times Square 42nd for the 2116.
2116 Nancy Times Square, that is a copy. Pushing the express lineup. Your next callback is Union Square.
Copy.
New Utrecht.
Utrecht for the 2051 Nancy, that is a copy. Your next callback is Kings Highway.
Copy for Kings Highway.
2130 calling back at Lexington 63rd.
Lexington 63rd for the 2130, that is a copy. Your next callback is Times Square 42nd.
Copy for Times Square.
Fox, 36th Street.
47 Fox 36, that is a copy. Your next callback is 59th, push for 4th Avenue lineup.
Over that.
Quincy, 59th Street, 4th Avenue, that is a copy. Push for Sea Beach Express lineup. Your next callback will be bypassing New Utrecht Avenue.
New Utrecht Avenue.
30 Fox New Utrecht, that is a copy. Your next callback will be 20th Avenue.
That is a copy.
2030 Delta.
2030 Delta, Kings Highway, I assume you may push for the local lineup. Your next callback is 86th Street.
10-4 for Gravesend, 86.
2109 Whiskey at Prince, you may push for Lower Manhattan lineup. Your next callback is Rector Street.
2135 Quincy, 72nd.
135 Quincy at 72nd, that is a copy. Your next callback, 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
Copy that.
2115 Atlantic Barclay.
2115 Quincy Atlantic, that is a copy. I'm going to hold you there for about a minute because there's a gap in service that I can call to get here.
This is 2103 Nancy Denmark Stillwell calling back at 36th Street, pushing for 4th Avenue Express.
2103 Nancy 36, that is a copy. You're going to hold there.
45 9th Street.
Cool. 45 Whiskey, 59th Street, 4th Avenue. Push for Sea Beach local line if your next callback to your next stop, 8th Avenue.
Copy.
47 Fox, 59th Street, please hold. Fox at a cock hold, 59th.
Yep.
2160.
It's in Nancy Union Square as a copy. Next callback is Canal Street. Quincy, that's a copy.
RCC, this is 57 calling back at 459th Street.
Sorry.
2057 Whiskey, 4th Avenue, 9th Street, that is a copy. Next callback is 36th Street.
10 for 36th Street, Central Park.
Alright, 2045 Whiskey, repeat, please.
That's a copy.
Yeah, you can go to 8th Avenue. 2105 Quincy, that's fine.
Is it the
20th Avenue for the 2040?
2040 Fox at 20th Avenue, that is a copy. Your next callback will be Bay Parkway, your next stop.
Times Square for the 2130 Quincy.
30 Quincy Times Square, that is a copy. Push for the express line. If your next callback is Union Square.
Copy for 14th Street.
Kings Highway.
51 Nancy Kings Highway, that is a copy. Push for local line. If your next callback is 86th Street.
Copy for 86.
2030 Delta out of North to Fishies, calling back at Gravesend, 86th Street.
Delta Grizz 86, that is a copy. You proceed to your next and last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell.
Turn full for the last stop when you're on the store.
45 Whiskies at 8th Avenue.
45 Whiskey, 8th Avenue, that is a copy. Next callback to Utrecht.
Copy.
2047 Fox holding at 59th Street, 4th Avenue. Your next callback will be 8th Avenue.
By that.
2103 Nancy holding at 36. Your next callback is 59th.
It's a 10-4.
115 Quincy holding at Atlantic. Your next callback is 36.
10-4.
Bay Parkway.
Parkway for the 2040 Fox. That is a copy. May proceed to Kings Highway.
2135 Quincy at 57 Street, 7th.
5 Quincy, 57th Street, 7th Avenue. That is a copy. Your next callback is 34th Street, Herald Square.
Copy that.
No.
2116 Nancy Canal is a copy. Look for the Nancy line at the next callback to be called interlocking.
Calling back to Grayson, 86th Street.
51 Nancy Graves N86, that is a copy. Please hold while I get confirmation of location of 2105 Quincy.
Kings Highway for the 2040.
2045 Kings Highway, that is a copy. You may push for the express lineup and hold. I'm waiting for location of Quincy.
47 Fox, 8th Avenue.
Alright, let me see. 2105 Quincy, what is your current location?
Pulling into New Utrecht.
2045 Whiskey, New Utrecht, your next callback will be 20th Avenue. 2047 Fox at 8th Avenue, your next callback is New Utrecht.
2103 Nancy Denmark still come back at 59th Street.
Alright, 2109 Whiskey at Rector, push for the Romeo lineup, your next callback is J Street Metro Tech. 2103 Nancy 59th, your next callback is 8th Avenue.
So 10-4.
2130 calling back at Union Square.
Your Quincy Union Square is the cop, your next callback is Canal Street.
Copy for Canal Street.
RCC, this is a 2057 Whiskey Denmark at 86th Street, coming back at 36th Street, put the foot of Romeo lineup.
57 Whiskey, that is a copy for 36th Street, your next callback is 59th Street.
Oh, 59th Street, 4th Ave.
47 Fox to New Utrecht, right?
Yes, 47 Fox New Utrecht, your next callback. Okay, 2105 Quincy at 86, hold there. There's a train crossing in front of you to Stillwell. 2051 Nancy, you may proceed to your last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell.
That's a copy.
2030 Delta out of Node to Fishy has terminated at Coney Island Stillwell.
Alright, 2030 Delta, Coney Island, Stillwell, that is a copy. You discharge your passengers. Terminate your train, thank you for your service, have a good night.
This is a 2135 Quincy at Herald Square.
5 Quincy Herald Square is a copy, your next callback to Union Square.
Copy that.
2105 Quincy out as a copy, continue to hold until further notice.
46,
2145
40,
Quincy may depart 96th Street, 2nd Avenue, next callback to Lexington, 6th and 3rd. 15 Quincy at 36, your next callback is 59th.
Copies.
40 Fox holding at Kings Highway, you proceed onto the express track, hold inside of Avenue U, callback there.
That is a copy.
I called this a Sea Beach Madness run for a reason.
This is 2103 Nancy Demar Stillwell, call back at 8th Avenue, Brooklyn.
103 Nancy East Avenue, that is a copy. Call back at the next stop for Hamilton Parkway.
Take care.
2109 Whiskey, I said you can call back J Street Metro Tech.
Which 45 whiskey callback?
5 Whiskey, 20th Avenue.
I'm at 28th Avenue.
Copy 45 Whiskey, you may proceed to Kings Highway.
Copy.
2105 Quincy, you may proceed to Stillwell now. Call back there.
2047 Fox, New Utrecht Avenue.
7 Fox, New Utrecht, that is a copy. Your next callback's 20th Avenue.
Have that.
This is 2103 Nancy Demar Stillwell, calling back at Fort Hamilton Parkway.
Nancy Fort Hamilton as a copy. Your next callback is 18th Avenue.
Sit down for it.
This is the 2040 holding about to hold at Avenue U.
That is a copy 2040 Fox. You may proceed to the switch at 86th Street. Hold there.
That is a copy.
2135 Union Square.
35 Quincy Union Square. That is a copy. Your next callback Canal Street.
2116 decal interlocking.
16 Nancy Decobb Interlocking. That is a copy. Your next callback's Atlantic.
Ah.
09 Whiskey Whitehall overshot by 2 doors. Proceed to Court Street. Max speed 15.
2115 is calling in at 59.
15 Quincy 59th. That is a copy. Your next callback is Fort Hamilton Parkway.
2130 calling back at Canal.
30 Quincy Canal. It's a copy. Your next callback is Peak of the Bridge.
Copy.
RTC, this is 2057 Whiskey Denmark 86th Street, call back 59th Street for a value project for the Sea Beach local item.
57 Whiskey, that is a copy. Your next callback, you're going to hold there as a train from crossing in front of you.
Open for holding.
15 Quincy, bypassing New Utrecht, not New Utrecht.
2051 Nancy's at Coney on Stillwell Avenue, last stop.
51 Nancy, Coney Island, Stillwell, that is a copy. Discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
You too.
2030 is holding outside switches at 86th Street, Gravesend.
40 Fox, that switches at 86. That is a copy. You may proceed to your last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell.
There's a copy.
.45 whiskey is at Kings Highway.
Whiskey Kings Highway, that is a copy. Your next callback is your last stop, Grays in 86.
Copy.
47 Fox, 20th Avenue.
7 Fox 20th Avenue is a copy. Kings Highway is your next callback.
Have that.
RTC, the 57 still holding at 15th Street.
57 Whiskey, you may proceed out of 59th. Your next callback is Fort Hamilton Parkway.
Check for Fort Hamilton Parkway.
05 Quincy, it's Stillwell, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
RZC, you said callback is bypassing Fort Hamilton, correct?
Bypassing Fort Hamilton, correct.
Alright, then
2130 already at the peak.
Alright, 2130, Peak of the Bridge. Your next callback is Decobb Interlocking.
This is 2103 Nancy Denmark Stillwell, calling back at 18th Avenue.
141 Nancy 18th, that is a copy. Your next callback is Bay Parkway.
Sit down for it.
bypassing Fort Hamilton.
Bypassing Fort Hamilton for the 15 Quincy, that is a copy. Your next callback will be to let me know when you're bypassing Bay Parkway.
10-4.
160 and let's go.
Is that a callback? Repeat, please.
It's 2116 Atlantic Ave.
St. Nancy Atlantic, that is a copy. Next callback is 36th Street.
2145 Quincy calling back at Lex 63rd.
45 Quincy Lexington 63rd, that is a copy. Next callback is Times Square 42nd.
2135. Yeah.
45 Quincy, you're at Canal.
Yes.
It's a copy. Push for the Nancy line. Your next callback is Pecan Bridge.
Copy that.
Check your views.
.45 whiskey is at Gravesend.
Here's an 86 for the 45 whiskey. That is a copy. You can discharge your passengers. Another crew will take your train to the yard. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
You too.
Coney Island Stowell Avenue for the 2040.
Fox, Coney Island Stillwell, that is a copy. You may discharge your passengers, terminate the train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
You too.
20.7 Fox, Kings Highway.
7 Fox, Kings Highway, that is a copy. You may switch off to the express line if your next callback will be Coney Island Stillwell, the last stop.
Remember that.
This is 2103 Nancy Denmark Stillwell callback at Bay Parkway.
3 Nancy Bay Parkway, that is a copy. Your next callback will be 86th Street.
It's a 10-4.
Dispatch, this is 2115 bypassing Bay Parks.
That is a copy, 15 Quincy. Your next callback will be the hole inside of Kings Highway.
Holding inside Kings Highway.
35 Quincy, peak of the bridge.
Peak of the bridge, 35 Quincy has a copy. Your next callback to the Governor Lockett.
Copy.
Quincy, we have a right sign here, right outside of Lexington 63rd. Are we able to bypass it?
45 Quincy, hold the signal for 3 minutes. If it doesn't clear, let me know.
See, this is the 57 calling back at Fort Hampton Parkway.
9 Whiskey Court, you can resume normal speed. Your next callback is DeKalb Avenue. 57 Whiskey at Fort Hamilton. Your next callback will be 18th Avenue.
For 18th Avenue.
Holding inside of Kings Highway, 2115.
There's a copy, 15 Quincy. Hold until further notice. There's a Fox in front of you on the express track.
Copy, copy.
.2130 at the Cobb interlocking.
2130 has a copy. Atlantic's your next callback.
5 for Atlantic.
Okay, 2145 Quincy. Signal not cleared yet? .2145 Quincy, is the signal cleared yet?
Negative, sorry.
Number copy, 2145 Quincy. Keep by the signal. Proceed past it. Max speed 5 miles per hour until the you're completely past the signal.
211636.
2116 Nancy 36. That is a copy. Your next callback, 59th Street, 4th Avenue.
Be advised, the 35 at Cup in the Locket.
35 Quincy, DeKalb interlocking as a copy. Please hold as the train right in front of you heading to Atlantic.
2115, permission to.
is it 2115 Quincy? Yes, you can proceed. Your next callback's your last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell. Whiskey D call is copy for 4th Avenue local. Your next callback's 4th Avenue, 9th Street.
This is 2103 Nancy Denmark Stillwell. Calling back at 86 degrees.
3 Nancy 86. That is a copy. Please hold. There's a Quincy. There's 2 trains in front of you heading to Stillwell.
Is it 4? Can I go?
The 86th Street code. Okay, 18th Avenue.
2057 Whiskey 18th Avenue. That is a copy. Your next callback's Kings Highway.
For Kings Highway.
47 Foxtrot, Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue.
47 Fox at Coney Island, Stillwell. That is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thanks for your service. Have a good night.
2145 Quincy, we're receiving the same issue again. About.
Alright, 2145 Quincy. Same thing. Hold for 3 minutes. If it doesn't clear, then I'll tell you what to do. After this, if it happens again, I'll just give you permission to proceed past all of them.
Copy.
Tony 135 Quincy may proceed with caution to Atlantic Avenue.
Wait, did you said the 35 could proceed?
Proceed to Atlantic with caution.
Copy.
R46, be advised, I'm terminating on the Q tracks, not the N tracks. If I am.
That is a copy. 2103 Nancy may depart 86. Wait, 15 Quincy, are you?
Oh no, I'm just saying I'm going to terminate. I have not got space. I'm just saying I'm going to terminate.
Alright, 2103 Nancy, disregard. Continue to hold, please. 2116 Nancy, 59th, that is a copy. Push for the Sea Beach local line of your next call back to Utrecht Avenue.
Calling back at Atlantic Avenue Barclays. Oh, you Pacific.
Frequency Atlantic, that is a copy. Your next callback's 36.
5 for 36.
2115, be advised R50, I'm approaching Coney Island. Just to not hold a train line.
There's a copy, thank you, 2115. 2103 Nancy, now you may depart 86. Stillwell, call back there.
That's the time for
45 Quincy, you're still having the same issue after a couple minutes, sir.
Copy 45 Quincy again. Key by the signal, proceed past 5 miles per hour until you clear the signal. And you can just bypass any red signal after this.
Copy.
35. Is Atlantic clear yet? Safe?
35 Quincy, yes, you're clear to Atlantic.
Alright, resuming normal speeds.
RC, this is 2057 Whiskey Denmark, 86th Street.
Alright, 2109 Whiskey, 4th Avenue, 9th Street, that is a copy, next callback's 36th Street. 2057 Whiskey at Kings Highway, proceed to your last stop, 86th Street.
Time for my last, that 86th Street.
2115 Quebec terminated Coney Island Q tracks.
Now still for the 15 Quincy, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
Alright, you have a good night.
$21.35 Quincy at
35 Quincy Atlantic, that is a copy. Your next callback is 36th Street.
Copy.
This is 2103 Nancy Denmark Stilwell coming back at my last stop, Coney Island Stilwell Avenue, terminating.
Rossi, what's the stop?
2103 Nancy Stilwell, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Rossi, 125 Harlem.
Okay.
RCC, this is a 2057 Whiskey Denmark 86th Street terminal. Last stop 86th Street, Grayson.
57 Whiskey, Grayson 86, that is a copy. You discharge your passengers, and other crew take a train to the yard. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
You too, see you, sir.
This is the 2130 calling back at 36th Street, Sunset Fire.
Quincy 36, that is a copy. Push for 4th Avenue line for next callback to 59th Street.
Copy for 59th Street, 4th Avenue.
Number 45 Quincy, you cleared that signal, right?
If I cleared that signal?
Well, talking to the 45, not 35.
Yeah, 45 Quincy. We just got to 42nd Street. We cleared that signal. Yes.
45 Quincy, you may push for the express line to be a full line to Canal Street. Call that pairing.
Canal Street.
2116 New Utrecht.
Alright, 16 Nancy New Utrecht, that is a copy. Next callback to Kings Highway. Oh 09 Whiskey 36, that is a copy for 4th Avenue line. Next callback is 59th Street. 2109 Whiskey, 59th Street, 4th Avenue. That is a copy. You're going to hold for connection with the 30 Quincy.
$35 Quincy, 36 clear.
35 Quincy, yes, 36 is clear.
Pull it in now.
Yo, Troy, was there anyone that overshot light all over, or well, was I hearing too?
I'll put that in the sheet, don't worry.
Alright then.
Calling back at 59th Street, 4th Avenue.
30 Quincy, that is a copy for 59th Street, 4th Avenue. Connection established with 2109 Whiskey. 30 Quincy, you're holding 09 Whiskey. Push your CB time. Your next callback is 8th Avenue.
2160 Kings Highway.
16 Nancy, Kings Highway. That is a copy. Your next callback is your last one down the Stillwell.
2135, yeah.
2135 Quincy 36, that is a copy. Please hold. There's a train in front of you on 59th Street holding.
Copy that.
Hello, everyone.
One 45 Quincy calling back at Canal Street.
45 Quincy now is a copy for the Nancy lineup. Your next callback is call interlocking.
Oh, what the? 45 Quincy, can you repeat the callback? Sorry.
45 Quincy, call interlocking.
Interlocking, copy.
Okay, 2130 Quincy, you may proceed. Your next callback will be bypassing New Utrecht Avenue. That's it. 2130, I just said you can call back when you're bypassing the Utrecht. 2135 Quincy, may proceed out of 36. Your next callback is 59th Street.
Oh, you talking about the train behind me?
No, 35. You can proceed to 59. You're good.
Oh.
On Whiskey 8th Avenue, that is a copy. Your next callback is New Utrecht Avenue. Track 2109, New Utrecht.
35, 9.
35 Quincy or 59th?
Yes.
That is a copy. Please hold. There's a train in front of you heading onto the express tracks.
Copy that.
Forty-five Quincy coming back in the big house and your last one.
Quincy decall, you know, there's a copy. Let's call back to Atlantic Avenue.
Atlantic.
2135 Quincy, depart 59th Street. Next callback will be bypassing Fort Hamilton Parkway.
Copy that.
Stillwell.
16 Nancy, Coney Island, Stillwell. That is a copy. You can discharge your passengers. Terminate your train. Thanks for your service. Have a good night.
2130 bypass
There's a copy. Bypassing New Train 2130 Quincy. Your next callback will be bypassing Kings Highway.
Copy.
Be advised that bypassing Parkway.
5 Quincy bypassing Fort Hamilton. That is a copy. Next callback bypassing Bay Parkway.
Copy that.
Bypassing Kings Highway.
3 Quincy bypassing Kings Highway. That is a copy. Your next callback's your last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell.
2045 Quincy calling back to Atlantic Avenue, Barclay Center.
Ryan Whiskey in Utrecht. That is a copy. Your next callback, Kings Highway. It's 45 Quincy at Atlantic. You have full on to 59th Street, 4th Avenue. Call back there.
59th.
This is 2135 bypass Bay Park.
35 Quincy bypassing Bay Parkway, that is a copy. Let me know when you're bypassing 86th Street.
Copy that. Be advised, he's about to bypass 86.
Bypassing 86 for 35 Quincy, that is a copy. Your next call back will be your last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell.
Copy.
Terminating at Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue.
30 Quincy terminated, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
Alright, you too.